yesterday? All right. I think that we are live, and I'm just waiting on us to I don't know what that means, Dr. LaFera. What is a Gracie V? What girl, what is that? Are you driving? If you driving, stop chatting. All right. All right. So, okay. So we have connected over here on my other monitor. Let me grab this link, y'all. Y'all be missing the if you're not in studio, you missed the pre-show. Let me just tell you, because we be in here talking about some of everything. And you missed a vote this morning because you're not in studio. Okay, that link is now in our community, in our group, so that our community can easily come on and come into the live chat and come on the live YouTube. Great. All right. Speaking of groups, if you are an entrepreneur spinning your wheels and struggling to make it to your first six figures in business, then this morning show is just for you. But to be in studio for this show, you have some perks, right? If to be in studio, you get to have the opportunity and the advantage of having a hot seat that gets your individual obstacles addressed. We do have a pre-show. We get on here in the studio at 8:15, and you guys know we don't start broadcasting until about 8:20, 8:25. But today, what the in-studio people have been able to do is they've been able to vote on how we're going to do the third part of our series this week, since we've had inclement weather that stopped us from broadcasting yesterday. So we're missing a day, right? And so we'll talk more about that later. But if you want to be able to be in studio like Kimberly and Cheryl and Dr. LaFera and Dewana and Debbie and Tracy and Dr. Tachi, it's only one of the ways that you can take advantage of the value given in our group. You have to be a part of our group to be invited to be in studio, okay? So go to shaycannon.info/group to join us. We come together as a free mastermind that's giving more value than most paid masterminds. We have three pillars of value, speaking of value, that we give. Number one, we come together and build community with events like a virtual happy hour that we had last week and a movie club night that we're having tonight. And number two, we are intentional about collaborating to make each other's businesses better and to make money together. Last but not least, number three, we have conversations that are transformational for your business growth, like free trainings and this morning. So you need to join us. Go to shaycannon.info/group. All right. That was a lot, but welcome to your first six figures morning show. This week's blog is at shaycannon.com/ads. Let me throw that in the YouTube for y'all to make it easy for you guys to join us over there on the blog. Okay. Because what we've been talking about this week, even though we've been interrupted by inclement weather, no power, no internet, we've been talking about that you need to stop wasting money. Okay. What paid ads to invest in for your business. Okay. Running ads can be a powerful tool for you, right? But this is the thing. A lot of you don't know that you're supposed to be running ads to things that already are working, right? Because what we want to do is we want to use our money to fan flames and put an accelerator on flames, right? But if you don't even have a fire, so imagine wood, you just throw an accelerant on top of some wood, it don't catch fire just because you threw accelerant on it, right? Now, if you already had even just a little bit of a flame and you throw an accelerant on it, it makes it bigger. That's what ads are supposed to do for us. It's supposed to take something that's working and make it bigger, okay? Now, that's the first thing. The second thing is, even if you have something that's working and you're ready for ads, most of you don't know who to run ads to and when. So that's why we're helping you, and we're using the lead funnel, okay, to help you to imagine that. So let me show you the picture of the lead funnel so that you guys can follow along with your brain, all right? So the lead funnel has three parts, okay? You have tofu, which is at the top. It has the most people in it. These are people who don't know you, okay? But you're introducing yourself and you're giving them an invitation, okay? Then they drop down, fewer people is bigger at the top, it's smaller in the middle. And then those people are MOFU. middle of funnel. Okay, so you had top of funnel tofu. Now we're at middle of funnel. These are people that you introduced yourself to in tofu. You gave them an invitation to continue the conversation in tofu. They accepted your invitation. Now they're MOFU. You're going to continue the conversation and nurture them. Okay, during this nurturing, you're going to help them to like, know, and trust you. All right, that's your job. Okay, and then when they like, know, and trust you, and they know about what your offer is, they drop down to MOFU. These are now leads that are ready to buy. All you're doing is providing information to help them to make a buying decision. So this is our lead funnel. Okay, and as you see, as you drop down the funnel, it gets smaller and creates a funnel shape. And the smaller size just represents the number of people on that level. It's more people on the tofu level than there are on the MOFU level. There are more people on the MOFU level than there are on the BOFU level. Okay, top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel. All righty, glad you got it. Now you have a visual representation. So we've talked about top of funnel already. If you need to know about top of funnel, how to talk to those people and run ads to the people who do not know you, and those ads should not include your offer, because people who do not know you don't, for the most part, buy your offer, and you would be wasting time and money. And what we know is if you're struggling to get to your first 6 figures, you don't have time or money to waste, right? So want to know more about tofu? Go to part 1's replay. That was on Tuesday. So go to that replay. Today, we're going to talk about MOFU, okay? MOFU. These are people who took you up on your invitation to continue the conversation. They like you enough to get to know you better. All right. So they aren't a cold audience anymore because they are aware of you, but they aren't quite a warm audience, right? Let's just say room temperature. Okay, they might be room temperature, but they're not warm, they're not hot, because they haven't gotten to know you yet. But in MOFU, we're going to spend time warming them up. They're going to get to know you. They're going to spend more time with you, okay? So now that you know who they are, your goal is to make sure you nurture them with frequency and quality, okay? So nurture them a lot with good stuff, all right? They need to know you, and they need to trust you. All right. Your ads to these people on MOFU should create a deeper relationship through great content, engagement, and even some tripwires or tiny offers. All right. Now, that's what the blog says. You know, here in the morning show, we give you more. So I have a lot more for you. So let's check in over there. We see Glow. Hey, Glow. Let's check in with the show notes. All right. So if you don't know me, let me tell you who I am. I'm your host, Shay Cannon. I'm an award-winning fractional chief operating officer with an exclusive clientele of 6 and 7-figure CEOs, living my best life 3 blocks from the beach in Mexico, okay? I use my superpowers as an award-winning fractional chief operating officer to create a foundation of business growth to position online service-based entrepreneurs like you to generate your first 6 figures to fund your desired lifestyle of freedom, even if you don't have a team, all right? So that's who I am. Let's get into these MOFU show notes, because it's a lot more, right? So first of all, don't forget that your goal is to build like, know, and trust, okay? Because people who buy from you have all 3. They like you, they know you, and they trust you, okay? So I want you to think about the people in your life, the ones that you just meet. You're deciding, do you like them enough to continue to get to know them, right? And then you got people that you have continued to get to know, but maybe you don't know them enough to trust them yet. And then you have those people that you trust, okay? Now, who do you spend your hard-earned money with? Okay, it's plenty of people out there you like, but you like, yeah, I wouldn't give them $1. Okay, it's plenty of people that you know, you like, yeah, and you know them well enough to to know better than to give them your money too. So you need like, know, and trust to be able to sell to people. So that is your goal on the MOFU level. Get them to that level where they are no longer a qualified marketing lead, they're a qualified sales lead. Okay. And the difference is marketing is you qualify for me to deepen the relationship. Sales is you qualify to make a commitment. Okay. Cool beans. Now, some of the things that you want to Well, let me finish my sentence. So you want to build like, know, and trust to create sales qualified leads that you have the problem, that you solve with your offer. They need your solution and they want that solution from you. That's our goal. Okay. Sales marketing leads that have the problem that we solve, need our solution. Okay. And want the solution from us, because there's a difference in all of those levels. Now, here are your considerations. In MOFU, you want to create opportunities to engage. Okay, you want to create opportunities to engage. This morning show is an opportunity for you guys to engage with me. All right. The best opportunities to engage are live opportunities. Now, live can be virtual, like this morning show. Live can be in person. All right. So think of what kind of live engagement you can have. Live engagement can even be audio. It could be a live podcast. It could be a live call-in show. It could be live on Clubhouse, right? So it's not always just video. Video is just better. It's top. It's supreme. You can't get better than video. But if you can't do live video, the next best thing is going to be live audio. If you can't, the best ever is always going to be live in person. Next best, live video. Next best, live audio. Okay, got it. All right. So the things we want to do is speak to them as though they are problem aware. Okay. How you talk to somebody who don't know they have a problem and how you talk to somebody who know they have a problem and exactly what it is different. We don't want to waste our time with people who might not even know they have the problem that we solve, because there's going to be too much convincing in there. We're not convincing. We're not sales people, right? We don't do con artistry. We're not trying to just convince you to do anything. We're presenting an opportunity to somebody who know they may need it. Okay. That's what we do. Take the work out of that thing. We're going to present an opportunity, but you have to know you need this. You have to know that you have a problem. Okay. So that's the first thing. Then what we're going to do is we're going to press those pain points for the problem that we know you need help and support with. Okay. In our engagement with you, we're going to always be pressing those pain points. We're always going to be talking about the transformation that you want. All right. So that is going to be what we base our subject matters on. The pain points. Okay. The problem, the pain points, the solution, and how it feels to have the solution. Those are the basis of our conversations. Now, what you may know by now is sometimes when you introduce yourself to someone and they take you up on the opportunity to continue the conversation, they don't always join your community. They may just follow you on social media. That's fine. That's kind of the top layers of MOFU, because they still took your invitation, but we want to get them deep in MOFU. So you want to use your social media to not just give them content. We also want to drive traffic to our community. Okay. So don't forget that. We want to use the people that just follow us, right? We want to drive traffic to our community. We want to give you content and we want to drive you to community. Why? So that we can create a deeper relationship with you. All right. This is where, if you were in a personal relationship, this is where you start dating, right? I don't want to just see you out and about. I want you to actually come with me on a date. Okay. So invite them to your community. Now, once they're in your community, we need to build the community. And this is what we start to do, the know and trust through service and value. Okay. We want to give them service and value. So let's talk about email lists. Email list is a version of community, but we also need an online place for community. All right. So we want the people on our email list to also be in our online community, and we want the people in our online community to also be on our email list. Okay. There's not one or the other. We want both. But where we're going to nurture them the most and the real value is going to be in the online community. Why? Because we're going to have a threesome. Okay. And I'm saying threesome. Yes, I mean it. And I want you to remember it, because the online community has a three-way engagement value. Okay. And that's what's going to build real community. The first way is they are able to engage with you, right? You're engaging with them. You're sending an email. They can engage with you by responding to the email. Cool. But the third way is they need to be able to engage with each other. A true community does not just communicate with a leader. Okay. That's not a community. A community gets to commune with each other. That's where community comes from. The base word is commune, right? So you need somewhere where you can engage with them, they can engage with you, and they can engage with each other. That is a real community, and you can only do that online. You can't do that via email. That's why the email list cannot be your quote unquote community. All right. Now we have that together. In our community, what we're going to do, we're going to have deeper conversations and educational opportunities, and we're going to invite them to respond and have opinions. Okay. We don't just want to be talking at people. We don't want to stand above people and talk down. We want to get down in there and have conversations with people. That means they can respond back. They can tell you what they think. They can tell you what their opinion is. They can tell you what their problems are. Think about how we run this morning show, right? I don't just ask you your opinion. I'm also asking you, how does it relate to your specific business, right? Okay, that's a deeper conversation. We want to position our brand by sharing case studies, examples. We want to share wins, all the things, okay? That way we're positioning our brand as proof that we have solutions over here, all right? We want to use like question of the day. We want to use polls. We want to use other tools to gather more information from our people, okay? Also, when you're gathering more information where the community can see, they can see where they stand versus where everybody else in the community stands. When you have a question of the day, when you give a poll, when you're doing things like that. So they're actually getting to know one another also, all right? That third part in the threesome. We also want to create training opportunities. Okay, training opportunities, because we want to give value. Don't forget, we want to give value. So those are the things that you need to be considering when it comes to middle of the funnel. Okay, because again, our whole goal is to create a deeper relationship with people who are who know they have the problem that we solve and are qualified for our offer. Okay, now here go the actionable strategies that you're going to use. Now, in the studio, we're going to start with Dr. Tachi when I'm done with this. And the question is going to be, what do you know you need to do more of for MOFU? And do you have an obstacle in doing it? Okay. Now, the calls to action for MOFU are things like join us live, answer the question, take the poll, right? Interact, collaborate. Are you on the email list? Watch your email for this training. Sign up for this event, right? It could be buy or get this affordable thing. That's where the tiny offers and the tripwires come in. So those are the kind of calls to action. If you're asking them to buy at all, you're asking them to buy something that's on the step or on the ladder to your main offer. You're not necessarily asking them to buy the main offer in MOFU. Now, again, MOFU, even though it's the middle of the funnel, I feel like the middle of the funnel has levels, right? So at the very top of MOFU are those people who follow you on social media, but not on your email list. They're not on your community, right? In the middle are people that are in your community and that you are nurturing very well. Toward the end are people that kind of got your tiny offers, maybe have gotten more than one tiny offer, have been in your community for a while. That's kind of the bottom, and they're ready to drop down, let me tell you, okay? So what are some of the social proof things you need to share with people? And it's always going to be social proof of people who have taken the calls to action. Okay, so I just gave you a list of calls to action. So our social proof needs to align with that list. So we're going to share the live attendance numbers of people who actually came to certain events. We're going to share the poll results. We're going to share the answers to the question of the day, right? We're going to highlight collaborations. We're going to talk about the number of people on our email list. We're going to talk about how much engagement is going on in our community. We're going to talk about the value that we give our community or share proof of. We're going to share proof of things that are value from the email. We're going to share, I said live attendance. So that could be like the morning show. That could be your live, whatever your live stream is. But what about live attendance to an event? Who came to what event? Okay. Event responses and testimonials. One of the things I love to do is I love to give social proof when I go speak in even other people's communities. I love to share with y'all what they say in the comments, because y'all know your girl go over there and she show out, right? I give all the value on myself. Y'all know I walk in every room as myself. So I'm over there giving value as my authentic self. And I'm over there attracting people out of other people's community to our community that's a good fit. Okay. So that's another way that you can share social proof. What are the comments going on? Okay, what are people saying when you give them this call to action? You can have video proof, you can have audio proof, you can have written proof. All right, but we want to show social proof. We don't want to just tell people, because these days people don't believe you when you just say stuff. Okay, they don't believe you when you put a picture up and put some words up there to say somebody said. They don't believe that either. But that's the lowest form of testimonial. The next form of testimonial could be audio. The next form is going to be video, because video is best. Well, video is second best, because if you can get people live at an event to hear somebody else that's gotten the results live at that event, that's even better. Social proof, y'all. It works. Think about the reviews on Amazon, the reviews on TripAdvisor, the reviews on what is it? Yelp, right? Those are testimonials. That's social proof that their product is good, that what this person is saying they do as a service is good, all of that. Okay. So people love testimonials, and social proof of that helps. All right. Let's get to the nitty gritty. Ads that you want to run to people in MOFU, okay? We want to run ads to contests. We want to run ads to challenges. We want to run ads to events. We want to run ads to tripwires and tiny offers. Now, I know a lot of you are like, what do you mean by tripwires and tiny offers? Let me give you some examples, okay? Some paid workshops, paid reference materials, paid guides or processes to systems and all that kind of stuff. Those are things that don't cost as much as the main offer, but they can really get somebody ready to take the next step to the main offer. So when you're thinking about what kind of tripwires or tiny offers to give, that's what you want to think of. Now, it is not a discounted main offer. That's not what we're talking about, okay? And I don't really condone discounting anyway. So you need to find something that is a small win, not the full transformation, to sell as a tiny offer and a tripwire. All right, cool beans. Now, last but not least, let's talk about who are we targeting for these ads? Because I think when I say MOFU, y'all kind of get it, but I don't think that y'all really get it. So yes, we want to target our online community members. Okay, we definitely want to target them. We definitely want to target our email list members, especially in segments. Okay, especially in segments. If you don't know about segments, I'm going to say go to shaycannon.com and search email segment. There's a blog post on it. Okay. We also want to target people who have visited our website within the last 30 days. We also want to target people who have watched videos for more than 10 seconds. Okay, not somebody that just clicked on the video and clicked off. They're not, we don't want to waste our money on them. But if they watch for at least 10 seconds, they might be worth running an ad to. Okay. And again, these ads are for them to join the community and be deeper. Okay. So this ad could be, hey, we're having a workshop. This ad could be, we're having this event, we're having whatever, right? Whatever the ad is for, is to people that you've already nurtured, and it's an invitation to go deeper in some kind of thing. Okay. So I want to start with Dr. Tachi. I gave a lot. I gave calls to actions. I gave you a list of social proof based on the call to action. I told you what kind of ads to run. I told you who to target for those ads. Dr. Tachi, which one of these MOFU strategies do you know you need to do more of? And what is your obstacle to getting it done?
Good morning. So, gosh, all of that, but let's stick with the because I was like, wait, this and this and this, but let's stick with the actually forming an email list and then sending out things to them. That's my first thing.
Love it. Okay. So I think, Dr. Tachi, I love that you have the shows where you are the actual host. right? And I think that when they get to know you as a host, they'll be more interested in the network in and of itself. So where you can start is you can do some type of pop culture quiz that takes them to your media scope, that then takes them to the network. So that's one of the things that you can do, right? To get them on your email list. And now we're telling them about the network. Just because you as a personal brand is going to be a bigger driving force than just the network itself. So you can start there, right? You could also start with taking the pillars of content that you have on the network and devising some type of quiz on that, and then bringing people directly into the network from that, where it's not just you. So I think either one could really fill a list. And I wouldn't say pick when I say either one. I would say start with the one that is you, and then come up with the one that is the network, so that we are driving an email list from both ends. Does that make sense? And was that helpful?
It was helpful. So you're saying to actually send those quizzes out in an email, or you're saying to put
So
them?
your goal is to build the email list. So we can't send it out in an email. So it's going to live on a page somewhere, right? It's going to live
Okay.
on a web page. And so when you're on Mediascope, when you're on social media, when you're on, you know what I'm saying? You're going to get people to take this quiz. When you go speak in front of people, if you run an ad to a quiz, you see what I'm saying? Then those people are now on the email list, and you're building that email list.
Okay. So yeah. So either on the website or something like a landing page.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And that doggone Canva getting real convenient for stuff like that now. So even if you just did, I think I know they have website pages. I just don't know if they have the quiz type pages. Now, what we also know is you could do it in Google Docs. Google Forms is what it is. Google Forms, you can use
Yes.
Typeform, you can use JotForm. So if you're like, that means I got to hire a web designer, not necessarily, right? So you could do one of those type of forms very easily.
Really quickly, is it better to actually have the link to the actual form, or give them a link, for example, that comes from the website that would take them to the form?
It's always better to use your website as a
Okay.
portal to everything.
Okay.
Cool beans. All right.
Thank you.
Tracy, you are next, but we're going to go ahead and say good morning to Chantalie over there, and Keith is over here on the YouTube live. So let me put the question over there so that you guys on YouTube can get ready to give me an answer too. All right, Tracy's in the house. Tracy, which MOFU strategy do you think you need to do more of, and do you have an obstacle to executing it?
I need to go live more. I had done it before and I had a following that I was building, but I stopped when we finished my journal. I should have started over with a new topic and to keep that following going. So I need to do that. And the only obstacle was me.
All right. Well, I like that. Look, get over yourself then. Let's get going. Get out your own way.
Yep.
So yes, I love that. And those same people that were engaged before the journal, I'm sorry. I think that they would like for you to do some engagement based on the journal, right? And what that's going to do is, if you get new people that don't have the journal yet, that's going to encourage them to get it, because y'all are talking about it and y'all are engaging around it. I don't want to be without the tool y'all are using. I want one too, right? So yes, get on that, Tracy. Debbie, which MOFU strategy do you need? You need to do more of, and do you have an obstacle to executing it?
I plan to go live more in 2025. So I usually tape my videos, but yeah, going live. And I did a survey. I'm doing a survey through Q4 to get an idea of what people want more of, what content. So based on that, I'll figure out what to put out on the live video.
Okay, I love that. So no obstacle right now because you're still gathering information?
Yeah, I'm really gathering information. I've used all the knowledge you've given me this year, and I'm putting it into practice in Q4. So I'll be ready for 2025.
Love it, Debbie. Thank you. All right, Dewana, which MOFU strategy do you know you need to do more of, and do you have an obstacle to executing it?
And definitely going live more. I don't have any obstacles. It's just the matter
of just doing it, gathering the information and just doing it. That's it.
I love that. You know what? You can take real advantage of the one right now. There is a surge of people who are talking while they're doing something, right? It could be talking while they're walking, talking while they're doing their makeup. You know what I'm saying? Some people are even just sitting there talking and they have another video over here that's doing something. They ain't got nothing to do with what they're talking about, but there's movement in the video, right? You, as a chef, can definitely be having conversations while you're doing prep for stuff. Definitely have conversations. You know what I'm saying? I would make that a whole series. I wouldn't go live until I'm prepping something. So yes. And it don't always have to be prepping for orders. It could be if you're even when you're prepping for your cooking something for your family. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, even going through the videos grocery stores, shopping, stuff like that. Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because what's gonna happen is you're documenting, you could be documenting rather than trying to create content, right? Do you know how many people still don't know how to pick an avocado? Right. So you over there work, you know what I'm saying? There are gonna be things that you think of while you're in the act of doing things. This is how I come up with some of my best subject matters for y'all. Heck, we talking about ads this week because I'm about to start running ads, right? So it's the best way to have content that's gonna resonate. So I love that for you. All right. Let's go to You're welcome. Dr. LaFera, which MOFU strategy do you know you need to do more of, and do you have an obstacle to executing it?
My strategy that I need to do more of is emailing my list consistently. I have a list like for the beauty business, and I have a list now for the wellness business, and I need to I basically have two lists, but I need to be consistent in emailing. I actually need to start back because this whole year I've just been like, I start and then I stop. And now that I know where I'm going to be stuck, like more like my main offer, I need to pull people towards that main offer more and keep them engaged so they want to open my emails so I can keep growing my email list. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, you know, we just had a week where we talked about building community, and we talked about what you can do for your online community versus your email community. So if y'all go to shaycannon.com/community, that last paragraph is what that's about. Just as a reminder. Things. Also, I know calls to action. Some of you are like, okay, you know, like give me some calls to action. Don't forget, we had a whole week on that was on marketing words. So I'm gonna give you that link too. These links will also be in the show notes, so no worries. All right. You messed up my grid when you came online, Dr. LaFera, but I think next is Cheryl. Cheryl, which MOFU strategy do you need to do more of, and do you have an obstacle to executing it?
I've been sitting here just thinking about everything. I'm like Dr. Tachi, I want it all.
Yes.
But right now what I'm working on is getting back on Clubhouse on a weekly basis, consistently, and then building the community, driving it, because a lot of the people that were in my community on Clubhouse are also on Facebook. So building my community on Facebook again. I had a really thriving community under my pseudonym, and but now I'm consolidating everything. And then the call to action, which is there's going to be a series of products that they'll be able to purchase, and books, because I'm doing a series of books. And so I've set up where I've got one book coming out, or at least it'll be completed. Lord willing, it'll come out by the end of October, which is what, week and a half. Then one in November, and then the box set for all three in December. And so the box set will be running like a promo from Christmas season to New Year's.
Okay.
And so I think
So
that's
you're
it.
basically, let me make sure I understand. because I don't want to get too much into BOFO, because some of it sounds like BOFO. So let's stick with the community aspect of it. So you're going to go on Clubhouse, but you have an online community in Facebook. And so you want to drive more people from Clubhouse to Facebook because they're also on Facebook. Did I hear that correct?
Yes.
I love that. So let me ask you this. So you're very good on Clubhouse already, right? And so you're just going to add that skill set to drive traffic to the Facebook group. Do you already have a plan on how you're going to nurture the Facebook group deeper once they get over there?
Yes. With content, with writing content. I've been working, so to speak, in groups, writing groups on Facebook, and there seems to be one overriding need for everybody that comes into the group. And that happens to be one of my specialties.
Ooh,
so
yes.
That's what I will be dealing with in my online community on Facebook, because that's where I run into most of those people that have that need. And it fits also into my target audience for that group as well. So
loving it. Loving it.
we will see.
All right, Cheryl, you sound like you're set up. I love that for you. All right, Kimberly, I saw you sneak your face in for a minute, so I don't know if you want to come off camera or off the mic. I know that you're probably the dream funder by now. So, okay, there you go. What, Kimberly, which MOFU strategy do you know you need to do more of, and do you have an obstacle to executing it?
So, when you were talking earlier about the trend in the video where you're doing something, hey, good morning, and you're doing something, and it was in my head right when you guys were talking about it. Shawana had told me that would be a good one for me to do, would be to, just be doing something like, putting labels on my jars and just talking about anything. So I want to do more of that, more of the go live things. Show me to take it from.
I think you can also have some type of video series
where and show,
you went out and came back. Okay. What was the last thing, Kimberly?
Where she's sitting down and she'll talk about her day, and then she'll be labeling products or doing stuff like that. So I want to do more of that kind of thing, those kind of things.
Also, hey, Robin, we got Robin over here, Robin Boyd on YouTube. Also, Kimberly, I think that you can do, so you have something that's like soulful or soul something, but not SOUL, it's SOLE, like the sole of the feet, right?
Yeah.
Is that correct? I think you can do a soul series where all you're doing is video, all the video is showing is your pretty feet with, of course, nicely pedicured, and rubbing your product on there and having a self-care conversation. That's what I think you could be doing. And they don't have to be long, because, it don't have to be that long. It could be a minute rubbing your feet, right? I could say that you don't have to do them. You can start off with a series. I wouldn't worry, just make sure your feet pretty, right? I wouldn't worry about how often you change the nail polish color, because it don't, you know what I'm saying? Of course, it's gonna be clear it's new content when it's a different color. But maybe you start the video off with your foot in a different position so that they know if the toenails are the same color, this is still a different video. You see what I'm saying? But I think you can definitely put in a soulful, very much video series that's just a part of how you're nurturing people that are already in your community, right? Because you can have soulful conversations and play off that word. So think about that, Kimberly. Think about it.
Thank you.
Shawana said, yes, Kim, happy Thursday. Shawana says she loves that. Shawana also says she coming to your house. All right, cool beans. Shawana coming to your house, Kimberly. So Glow said, definitely going live more. Thank you, ladies, for confirmation. Chantalie said, I can go live more too. Maybe when I do brand strategies, I also need to build my email list. Cool beans. And then Keith said he needs to go live more. Yes, you do, Keith. Yes, you do, because you are brilliant over there, just doing all the things, all in an organized way, and people need to hear from you more. Robin, you deleted your message, but I'm glad I already said hello. All right, So let me go through these quick announcements. Because you can get these show notes. And y'all know this is one of those weeks where you definitely need the show notes for the most value, because I give you way more than what's in the blog, okay? You can get them two ways. Number one, you can get into the group, shaycannon.info/group, and they live in the files section of our group. Okay, number two, you can get the entire morning show in your inbox. You're going to get one email in the morning to remind you to hop on. And then you're going to get one email in the afternoon with two links, one to the replay of the show and one to the show notes. Okay. Tonight is movie club night. The movie that won the vote is Illusions for Sale. It is on Netflix, and it's about the fall of this coaching guru. I am looking forward to watching this movie. I'm going to pull all the business nuggets out of it. And it's tonight. You definitely have time to watch it. If you just start watching it at 4:00, which is the time I start watching, you will have time to get through it. What your goal is to write down your business notes and then meet us in the movie club night, and we're going to discuss the business lessons from the movie. All right. You want event information? Got to be in the group. shaycannon.info/group. Tomorrow we have our Get Shit Done work session from 1 to 5. The full session is for the paid membership, but the free community can come and hop on at 3 p.m. Want event information on that? Again, group shaycannon.info/group. The information is in there. All right. So let me tell y'all what we had a vote on today. You guys know that yesterday, the storm, my power was out. I was trying to work off of unless you were in studio, you don't know, but y'all that were not in studio people knew I was trying my best to work off a hot spot. It wasn't working right. It kept cutting off, freezing, all kind of stuff. So we just didn't do it yesterday, but this is a 3-part series. And so we did part 2 today. We still have another part. So what happened is, go to the group, Dewana. What you doing? We ain't repeating it. Cut it out. Okay. So what we voted on in studio is, do we want to have part 3 this morning, right? Or do we want to have part 3 at 12 noon tomorrow? Well, they voted in studio, and an overwhelming vote is to do part 3 this morning. So what we're about to do is we're about to end this live of the morning show, and we're about to come right back in about 5 minutes and do part 3 to end this series. Okay. So those of you that are in studio, I want you to leave and then use the same link to come back in. Give me a minute to end it and start it over again. Those of you on YouTube, give us a minute. We'll be back. Those of y'all in the group, I'm going to put the link in again, just as though this is the start of the morning. So